Listen, my friend, that warm bowl of oatmeal you've always believed to be one of the healthiest breakfasts could quietly turn against you with just one small mistake. For years, oatmeal has been praised for its fiber, its gentle touch on digestion, and its ability to help lower cholesterol. But the truth is, if you make certain everyday mistakes, it can quietly shift from a nourishing food into something that slowly harms your body. And if you're over 60, focused on eating well and protecting your health, this is something you absolutely need to hear. Most people never stop to think about how the way they store, reheat, flavor, or even cook oatmeal can make it dangerous. This isn't about fear, it's about reality, because these risks are often ignored. The first big mistake is reheating leftover oatmeal. Many people think, it's just oats and water, maybe some milk, how bad could it be? But when oatmeal sits out too long, especially with milk or sugar, it can become a breeding ground for bacteria and oxidation. Then, when you reheat it, especially in a microwave, you're not just making it hot again, you're changing its chemical structure. This can create something called advanced glycation end products, tiny, harmful compounds that fuel inflammation and speed up aging. For someone whose body already struggles to control inflammation with age, this is like throwing gasoline on a fire. And here's the heartbreaking part, you're trying so hard to eat healthy, make smart choices, and live longer, but without knowing it, this one simple habit could be quietly working against you. It's defeating, isn't it? No one wants to believe that something they thought was helping them might actually be making things worse. Take my friend Walter, for example. He's 76, lives alone, and every Monday he'd make a huge pot of oatmeal to last the entire week. Each morning, he'd reheat a portion in the microwave, thinking he was saving time and money. But over the years, he began experiencing strange digestive issues, bloating, discomfort, and constant fatigue. His doctor couldn't figure it out until they carefully went over Walter's daily habits. That's when the culprit became clear. Once Walter switched to making smaller, fresh batches of oatmeal and stopped reheating leftovers, his symptoms began to fade. It was that simple. So here's the takeaway, if you love oatmeal, don't stop eating it. Just stop reheating it. Make only what you'll eat in one sitting. If you must store it, refrigerate it immediately in an airtight container and reheat gently on the stove instead of blasting it in the microwave. Or even better, try overnight oats, prepared cold, no reheating at all. This one small shift can protect your body from hidden toxins, ease your digestion, and make sure your healthy habits actually lead to healthy results. Now, mistake number 2, adding too much sugar. It might seem harmless to add a little sweetness, some brown sugar, honey, or maple syrup, to make your oatmeal more enjoyable. But here's the harsh truth many older adults never hear, loading your oatmeal with sugar turns a healthy breakfast into something dangerously close to dessert. And if you're over 70, that sugar spike can do more than mess with your diet. It can quietly fuel inflammation, damage your blood vessels, and even raise your risk for certain cancers, especially in the pancreas and colon. When you combine the natural starches in oats with large amounts of added sugar, your blood glucose shoots up quickly. Your pancreas scrambles to release more insulin to bring things back down. Over time, if this happens regularly, your cells can become resistant to insulin's effects, paving the way for type 2 diabetes. But it doesn't stop there. High blood sugar also fuels oxidative stress, which can damage DNA and set the stage for dangerous cell mutations. That's where cancer risk silently grows. And here's what makes it so upsetting. You're eating oatmeal because you think it's the smart choice. But if you're adding several spoonfuls of sugar or using instant flavored packets already loaded with sweeteners and additives, you might be undoing all the good you intended. Let me give you an example. Gloria, 72, started every day with a big bowl of oatmeal, topped with piles of brown sugar and a splash of flavored coffee creamer. She thought she was starting her mornings right. But soon, she noticed her energy crashing by mid-morning. Her doctor found her blood sugar creeping up, warning her she was on the path toward diabetes. When Gloria finally realized just how much sugar she was pouring into her breakfast bowl, she decided to make one simple change. She cut out the added sweeteners and began topping her oatmeal with fresh fruit and a sprinkle of cinnamon. Within just a few weeks, her energy became steady, and her blood work started to improve. The lesson here is simple: sweet can still be smart. Instead of processed sugar, add sliced bananas, berries, or a few raisins. Use cinnamon or nutmeg for a warm, rich flavor without the sugar spike. And whatever you do, steer clear of pre-sweetened instant oatmeal packets. They're some of the worst offenders. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful, drop the number 2 in the comments so I know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do and turn on the bell so you never miss another video. Your support helps us create more content that informs, inspires, and protects your health. Now, let's move forward. Mistake number 3, cooking at high temperatures. Making oatmeal seems simple: boil some water or milk, stir in your oats, and wait. But here's where many people unknowingly make a silent, serious mistake: they cook their oatmeal at excessively high heat or microwave it on full power to save time. The problem? When you cook oats at high temperatures, especially without enough liquid, you can trigger chemical reactions that change their natural structure and create harmful compounds. What started out as a heart-healthy food becomes far less friendly to your body. This happens through a process called the Maillard reaction. It's the same reaction that browns meat or gives toast its crust. When the sugars and amino acids in oats are exposed to high heat, they form advanced glycation end products, or AGEs. And AGEs are anything but sweet for your health. They contribute to chronic inflammation, damage the collagen in your skin and joints, and have even been linked to the growth of certain cancer cells. Here's the tricky part: your oatmeal might not look burnt, but if it's been cooked too hot, it can still be carrying these invisible threats. And this mistake usually comes from good intentions. Maybe you're in a hurry, maybe you just want to save time, or maybe you've never been told that slow cooking is key to keeping oatmeal truly healthy. Sadly, most packaging and cookbooks never mention this. I remember meeting Ron, a 68-year-old gentleman who proudly told me he could whip up a bowl of oatmeal in under 2 minutes using his microwave on high. He thought he was doing everything right, just oats and water. But over time, his doctor noticed signs of chronic inflammation and early stiffness in his joints. When Ron switched to cooking his oats slowly over the stove, with extra water and a gentle flame, those symptoms began to ease. It didn't just taste better for Ron, it worked better for his body, too. So, what should you do instead? Always cook your oatmeal on low to medium heat, and make sure you use enough water or milk so it doesn't dry out. If you're using the microwave, lower the power setting and give it a little extra cooking time. Stir it occasionally to prevent clumps and uneven heating. This small change in how you prepare your oats can make a big difference in how your body responds. Because it's not just about eating the right foods, it's about preparing them in ways that support your health, not sabotage it. Now for mistake number 4, mixing oatmeal with artificial sweeteners. A lot of people, trying to be health conscious, think swapping sugar for artificial sweeteners in their oatmeal is the smart move. It makes sense on the surface: cut sugar, lower calories, protect blood sugar. But here's what most people don't realize: pairing oatmeal with artificial sweeteners like aspartame, saccharin, or sucralose can actually do the opposite over time. What starts as a well-intentioned decision can lead to hidden, long-term harm. Artificial sweeteners don't nourish the body the way natural sugars, or even small amounts of real sweeteners, can. And when you add them to hot oatmeal, especially during or right after cooking, these chemicals can undergo structural changes that affect how your body digests food. Some studies suggest artificial sweeteners can disrupt your gut microbiome, the network of good bacteria that helps your immune system stay strong and keeps your digestion running smoothly. Once that balance is thrown off, inflammation can spread throughout the body, raising the risk for many diseases, including certain cancers. Even more concerning, some sweeteners, when exposed to heat or the acidic environment of your stomach, can break down into potentially harmful byproducts. You might not notice the effects right away, but over years of daily use, they can slowly chip away at your health. And that's the saddest part. Most people don't realize what's happening until they start feeling more fatigued, develop stomach issues, or get unexpected results from their doctor. Take Linda, for example. She's 72 and had been sweetening her oatmeal every morning with a packet of artificial sweetener for over a decade, convinced she was doing the right thing. But over time, she began to experience bloating, irregular digestion, and rising inflammation markers in her blood tests. It wasn't until she switched to natural sweeteners, like cinnamon, mashed banana, or a small drizzle of honey, that her symptoms began to fade. She felt better, and she discovered that real food not only worked better for her body, but it also tasted better. So, what's the safer choice? If you want a little sweetness, use natural options in small amounts. Stir in fresh berries, add a touch of maple syrup, or mix in some chopped dates. These not only add flavor but also bring along fiber, antioxidants, and nutrients your body can actually use. A pinch of cinnamon. A handful of fresh berries. A drizzle of pure maple syrup. Not only do these choices taste richer and more satisfying, but they also work with your body, not against it. Your oatmeal should nourish and heal you, not fool your system with chemicals it can't recognize. If you're still watching and finding value in these tips, type the number 4 in the comments so I know you've made it this far. And if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the perfect time. Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and stay connected so you never miss a video that could truly change your health for the better. Your support means everything. It's what keeps us creating content that informs, inspires, and protects your well-being. Final thoughts. Often, the danger isn't in the food itself, it's in how we prepare it. Oatmeal has earned its place as one of the healthiest breakfasts, but the wrong cooking, storage, or flavoring choices can turn even this simple, wholesome food into something harmful. Good health isn't only about what we eat, it's also about how we prepare, store, and combine our food. This is where many people unknowingly go wrong. This isn't meant to scare you, it's meant to empower you. You have more control over your health than you might think. Simple changes, avoiding artificial sweeteners, not reheating old oats, and skipping pre-flavored packets, can create lasting benefits. It's never too late to protect your body and treat food like the medicine it was always meant to be. And the best part? When you make these changes, you don't just reduce the risk of illness, you feel stronger, more energetic, and more alive every day. Yes, it can be uncomfortable to realize that your long-time breakfast habit might be hurting you, but it takes courage to acknowledge it and even more courage to change it. If you've stayed with me to this point, I know you're the kind of person who takes action, and that's worth being proud of. So next time you prepare your oats, pause and think, are these choices moving me toward the healthy, vibrant life I want? If yes, keep going. If not, now you know exactly how to fix it. And that knowledge puts you ahead of the curve. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'd love to hear one thing you learned and how you'll use it in your own life. Your comments inspire others and keep us going. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.